Hey everybody, so I'm here to talk about books again, which I haven't done in a very long time, and there's a reason for that, which is that I recently came out with my second novel, and it's a series, so it's taking up a lot of my life, which I'm very happy about because writing is my passion, as much as I love making YouTube content for you. If you're curious about my book, you can see a description in the comment about what you can do to learn more about it, but I'm not going to talk about it in this video, I promise you. There are some books that you read and they connect you on a very extreme, intense, personal level. There are books that seem to articulate the wholeness of the problems and experience and sentiments that you have. And a great example of this is The Catcher in the Rye. Sometimes people read The Catcher in the Rye and they're a teenager and they just feel like they're understood and that they're seen. And this experience of feeling like you are seen not by your peers, not by your family, but seen by the narrator of a book. It really impacts people. And this book, Every Exquisite Thing by Matthew Quick, is not that kind of a book, but it's a love letter to that kind of a book. It's about what it's like to fall in love with a book like The Catcher in the Rye, and then what it's like to become disillusioned with it. And I could really connect with this story because, I mean, I've read Catcher in the Rye, I fell in love with Catcher in the Rye, and then I became very estranged from Catcher in the Rye, and I think that's a very typical experience for a lot of people. And it doesn't just have to be Catcher in the Rye, there are a lot of other books. For me, when I was like 18, I was really into books by Yukio Mishima. And I thought Yukio Mishima, I still really am into books by Yukio Mishima. But after a while, like, I couldn't be as passionate about Yukio Mishima's literature, and I couldn't take them as seriously as I had when I was a teenager. So there have been so many times that I found a book. It was the same with this, with The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle by Haruki Murakami, which I reviewed. There are so many times you find a book and you love that book, you worship that book, and then it's just, you gain more experience, your perspective on life changes, and you don't see the narrator of a book as being somebody who is some champion of life, but you see this as somebody who was in a position very similar to yours, and how they tried to grapple with those problems, and you related very closely with them for that. But now that you have more perspective, you have a bit more trouble to do so, and you can still appreciate it and you can still love it, but it's a little bit different, and it keeps changing. And that's what Every Exquisite Thing is about. It's about this girl who is introduced to a book called The Bubblegum Reaper, which in a lot of ways is a stand-in for The Catcher in the Rye, and this book changes her, and she starts to really embrace her individuality, and she connects very strongly to the main character of The Bubblegum Reaper, and she develops a relationship with this J.D. Salinger, the guy who wrote The Catcher in the Rye-esque character, who's the author of The Bubblegum Reaper, and a very intense relationship with another person who are her age, who is also really into The Bubblegum Reaper. And so I can't say anything more than that because I don't think that this is a very widely read book, and I don't want to give anything else away. But I really enjoyed it. It's by the guy who wrote Silver Linings Playbook, and a wonderful adaptation by David Russell, the director. Silver Linings Playbook is will give you a really good sense for what you're gonna get in terms of flavor and down-to-earth material that you'll get in Every Exquisite Thing. I really enjoyed reading Every Exquisite Thing. It is going to remind you, I think, about the good dimensions of English class, the aspects of English class that don't have to do with over analyzing things and becoming overly critical. It harkens back to the kinds of things from English class that we're just trying to introduce you to the world of literature and open you up to new authors who were articulating and expressing so many beautiful things. So I really liked it, and it really helped me reconcile with a lot of the books that I have once loved but now couldn't enjoy as much, and books that I had once really connected to but couldn't really connect to anymore because there was something very critical about me that created space between them. So for me, it was a very therapeutic book. It was a very beautiful book, and I really enjoyed it. So if that's what kind of appeals to you, then I would encourage you to go after it. It's called Every Exquisite Thing by Matthew Quick. So I'm sorry that it has taken so long for me to come up with another video, but I am working really hard on my career as a writer, and I really want to one day be a full-time writer, and so I need to work really hard on that. That said, I love making videos for you, and you are all really supportive people. I am blown away every single time that I look at my YouTube channel and see how many people care about what I have to say. And I just want to say that I really hope that this year you read, and that you read the things that you want to read, and that you're never afraid to read things because of what somebody might think of you. I don't want you to ever feel like somebody's taste should determine what you should or shouldn't read, and I don't want you to ever feel like some standard of what is art should come between you and enjoying a book. And I also don't want your personal beliefs or anything like that to stop you from being able to read something that could really whisk you away to a beautiful world, or a world that challenges you and forces you to really grapple with your inner human emotions, or just have a really amazing time. So I really do wish you the best year as a reader, and I hope that you can really find some great books out there that you haven't touched, that you've never heard of before, and I hope that they really whisk you away. So I wish you the best 2021, and thank you again for all of your support.